So I had just finished the last one regarding, we were talking about different patterns and themes. So the one thing I wanted to mention before I even move on is something here, for example, it doesn't fit right. Like, for example, this right here used to fit. But because I changed the theme, this Trebuchet MS, size 11, bold, no longer fits inside of this cell. So if I go to different themes, you're going to lose certain features or gain some features. So the rest of them got fixed. This is still bad. It's just, by sheer luck as far as what it's going to look like. Like this one fits. So you might have to, if you want, go through these things. And if you have this type of an issue and this doesn't fit either, go back and grab all of your column headings and double click to resize them again. And this one, sometimes this is funny when you do this type of thing. Sometimes they say, well, you got room, you're fine. So you actually have to click and drag for some of these things. And when you double click again, it re-shrinks them back. It's just something that happens once in a blue moon, so it's here for you. Okay, so the other part I want to show you guys is with conditional formatting. Now, conditional formatting is back in the Home tab again. And it's going over to the Styles group, which we've seen. We've seen cell styles before. But right now what we're going to do is go into conditional formatting. And there's different things called highlight cells rule, top bottom rule, data bars, things like that. Icon sets are pictures. Okay, and you can make your own rules, clear rules, make new rules, manage them, adjust things if you want to. So the nice thing about that is, again, let's do the first one with highlight cells rule. So let's say we go to, I don't know, let's grab all these subscriptions. We got all these subscriptions here. And I'm going to scroll up to the conditional formatting. And I'm going to go highlight cells rule. And we're going to say, I don't know, greater than, I'm going to say 25. I'm going to say put a green fill with dark green text. So that's a good thing. In my opinion, you've got more than 25 subscriptions. That's really good for me. I'm happy with that. So make it green, click OK. Whenever these things are here now, if it fits that criteria, it's going to automatically be green. Now this one's 24, right? Doesn't fit. It's very close. If it's 25, guess what happens? Still does not get highlighted because 25 has to be greater than 25. So we have to do 26. And guess what happens? Now it turns to green. I don't have to rechange that. That's called conditional formatting. These cells now say under the condition that if they are bigger than 25, it will automatically be green. And if they're already green and they happen to fall below 25, 16 for example, they will no longer be green. We don't go through one by one and change them. That is bad. That is absolutely horrible, because the whole point of this is you want this stuff to do the work for you. You don't want to redo it. So that's where the idea is behind this piece. So again, you want to have it do the work for you, not you do the work every time you find it. Now, with the exact same set highlighted, we'll do the subscriptions again. And there we go. I'm going to go back to conditional formatting, highlight cells rule, but I'm going to do less than. If I click on less than, I'm going to say maybe I have less than 10 subscriptions. I want it to be light red with a dark red fill. That's fine. Or I could do a custom format. Custom says do whatever you want, really. Number, the font, what do you want to change? So we're really doing fills. So maybe I want the fills to be, I don't know. Let's do this. Okay. And maybe I want the font to have a color. Right now it's automatic. Maybe the color is going to be, someone's going to be dark on that. How about that one? Okay. Click OK. It doesn't look like anything changed, right? Because none of these things are less than 10. But as soon as I start scrolling down, there's one. Right? Maybe less than 10 was a bad example. Let's take this 10 and make it a 9 then. Let's take this 10 and make it a 9. Automatically they change. And even the green ones too. If I made that 4, it changes. If I make that 45, Now that changes, right? So automatically these things are going to do it on their own because you made a certain condition that these things have to live by, so to speak. That's the benefit of these things. So again, conditional formatting. Not only can we do that, but we can actually go through and with the same piece of data, I'm going to grab all of these again for a third time now. And I'm going to show you guys that you can go into here, and this is where you clear the rules. Clear rules from selected cells or the entire sheet. Right now, they're the same thing for me, so it doesn't really matter, but I would be safer to do selected cells. So I'm going to do selected cells. There's nothing on it. Conditional formatting, I want to show you guys some icon sets. These things are, 3 different colors, high, low, and okay, so to speak. Is basically what these things boil down to. I'll do the flags, I guess. If I click on the flags, all these are red. That's a green, yellow. So it looks like these things are, anything high is green, anything low is red. Who constitutes what's high and low? Well, you do, because if you go down to manage rules, we're going to edit. And inside of here, it's green when the value is bigger than or less than 67%. Or 33% is going to be yellow, and that's what you're going to change for these things. So you don't want that. If it's bigger than or equal to the top values, you could change it from percent to number, for example. If it's bigger than or equal to 50, make it green. Okay? If you want to be consistent, if you want to be bigger than or equal to, 50, so 20. Well, no, let's do the 8. And when it's less than, it's going to be at this point here. Okay? So less than 8 is going to be red. It's between 8 and 50, it's going to be yellow. And if it's above 50, it's going to be a green. So if I click OK, apply, and OK. Look at all those things turn from yellow, or from red to yellow. Some of them turn from red to green, too. So there's a couple reds in here, the 4, the 5, right? So those are some things you can do too, is it's literally just putting flags on it in case they're low, okay? Lastly, what I want to do, this is the coolest one, I think. Well, conditional formatting is cool in general, but this is the coolest one, in my opinion, I think, of all of these, is the data bars. I'm going to do a gradient fill just for the hell of it. If you do the data bars, it fills them based on how high they are in comparison to the numbers that are here. So 548 looks like it's the biggest. Yep, 538 is pretty close, but 548 is the biggest. So if you look at it, it's got the most filled up bar. So a small one, 5, you could barely see that blue line. And that's okay, that's fine. It's basically taking this data, and I'm going to shrink this a little bit for you guys to see this. Whoops. But if I was able to, turn this sideways for you, unfortunately I can't do, but if I was, you could see it's basically making a bar graph. So you could quick glance see which one is really high, which ones are really low, which one needs help. So it's really a convenient little feature that's inside of Excel. And again, if these change, that was 500 something, right? This is 422. What if it changed to 123? Now the bar changes size as well, okay? So it goes to 200. Whoops, it keeps doing it on me. 200, the bar rose up. Goes to 345. Now the bar gets even higher yet. So it's adjusting as it goes. So it's really, really nice. It's very convenient, and it's a very handy tool to use. So I highly recommend that. Okay, so that's conditional formatting. Again, Home tab, Styles group, conditional formatting. Okay. Other things we can do: rename and move a worksheet, different editing pieces. Okay. So rename and move a worksheet. So first of all, I'm going to click on this. If I double click, I get this highlighted. I can actually change this and say example 1 for mod 3. Okay. So I renamed it. If I want to move it, I can right click and you could say move or copy. I could hide them too, for that matter, but we don't want to hide it because it's our only one. So move or copy. If I click on this, I can move it to the end. I can create a copy. Say, okay, now I have a copy of it. It says in parentheses 2. That means it's the copy. That's the original. Here's the copy. I'm going to fill these things with red, okay? And I go back to the original, and it's clean. So it's nice to be able to do that stuff if you want more than one sheet. What's even cooler about this is if you right-click and you say move or copy, and I'm going to click in a different book. I'm going to click a brand new book. And I'm not going to create a copy. So this one is the second one, not creating a copy. I'm literally moving it. So example 1 for mod 3 with the parentheses of 2. So this is the copy. You see the red is here. It made a brand new book for me. And if you look at this one, this is now the original book that I had, and only this sheet is left. So it's kind of a cool little feature there too. Be careful though, if you move it, make sure you want to move it or copy it or whatever. Just make sure you're doing it because you don't want to lose any information. You can also, if I had a bunch of these things, you can actually click, hold, and drag. You see that little black triangle facing downwards between the 2 and the 3, the sheet 3 and sheet 4? This will move it wherever the triangle goes. So between sheet 2 and sheet 3, if I move this, now sheet 2 is first, now this one, then sheet 3. Okay. One of the last things I'm going to show you guys on this one, because I'm running out of time too, is different spelling things, spelling checks basically. So if I go into the review tab up here, you go into the proofing group over here, there's a spell check. So I'm going to go into A1 because you want it to start at the very top or the very beginning of a sheet and press spelling or spelling check. And it's going to go through and say, are you sure these things are spelled or not spelled right? And this says Plaace. It says, I think it's wrong. Here's some suggestions. If you want that suggestion, click change. Go to the next one, Chubby's Diner. Nope, that's really what it is. So we're going to say ignore. Okay. French pub. Looks like the B got stuck on this one. So I'm going to say I don't want pubs, but I definitely should be French pub. Click that. Click change. Okay. Sunoco, same thing. The N looks like it's sticking on here. And if I don't click change, I could double click this and it will automatically do it as well. Flicks Theaters. Nope, that's good. Ignore it. Furchester. Nope, that's good. It's a name of a place. Nico. Nope, it's supposed to be Noco, like the gas station. That's fine. Good Times. I guess we could change that. Good Times. In has one too many N's. Double click. Nope. Curly's Grill. That's the correct thing there. And you can just go through for these things. So this one has no space. I should put a space in there. Click change. Okay. And the odd. Nope. That's what it's supposed to be. Rye Stadium. Nope. Should be Rich Stadium. So it's supposing what these possible mistakes are, and it's asking you if you need to. Spell check complete. You're good to go. So you click it and you're good. So if I go back up to A1, because I tried this already, I go back to spelling, and it's going to go back to the same things that it thinks is wrong, but I said ignore. That's because I didn't add it to its dictionary. Okay, you could, but that's up to you guys what you want to do from that. So if you have any questions on that part, let me know about these things with emails. Otherwise, I'm going to end this one, and we're going to start the third part and the final part for this piece. I'll talk to you in a minute.